What's up, Vikings Nation? Welcome back, my people. If you bleed purple and gold like I do, buckle up, because today's Minnesota Vikings news is packed with intrigue, tension, and some serious ripple effects around the league. This is one of those moments where one press conference can quietly reshape an entire offseason. The season-ending press conference dropped a bomb without sounding dramatic, and that's what makes it even more powerful. Head coach Kevin O'Connell didn't dodge, didn't dance, and didn't sugarcoat what's coming next at quarterback. Competition is officially on the table in Minnesota. And trust me, this isn't just coach speak. This is a real philosophical shift that could define the Vikings' next era. Stick with me, because what happens next doesn't just affect J.J. McCarthy. It affects every single move this team makes. Kevin O'Connell came out strong and direct, saying he absolutely wants a competitive situation in the quarterback room. That word, competition, matters. It sets the tone for the offseason, for OTAs, for training camp, and honestly, for the identity of this team moving forward. He made it clear that J.J. McCarthy remains a massive focus for the staff, the organization, and for O'Connell personally. At just 22 years old with 10 career starts, McCarthy is still climbing, still learning, still evolving. The Vikings aren't abandoning him. They're investing in him. But here's the key. O'Connell believes competition doesn't slow development, it accelerates it. In his words, it enhances not just the quarterback, but the entire team. That's a powerful statement about culture, accountability, and expectations in Minnesota. As a Vikings fan, you have to read between the lines here. This isn't about doubting J.J. McCarthy's talent or future. This is about making sure he earns everything and keeps ascending instead of getting comfortable. We've seen around the NFL how young quarterbacks can stall without pressure. O'Connell is trying to prevent that before it even becomes a risk. This is proactive leadership, not panic. So the big question becomes simple but uncomfortable. Who is that competition? And how aggressive will the Minnesota Vikings be in bringing someone in to push McCarthy every single day? Now here's where things start getting complicated, and honestly a little stressful for Vikings fans. While Minnesota is shaping its quarterback plan, other teams are quietly shrinking the market. Down in Miami, the Dolphins made one of the most interesting power moves of the offseason. They hired John Eric Sullivan as general manager and Jeff Hafley as head coach, both coming directly from the Green Bay Packers organization. That shared background matters more than people realize. Continuity between a GM and head coach gives a franchise a massive head start. And unfortunately for the Vikings, it also means Miami could move fast and decisively. The Dolphins' biggest question mark right now is quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa's future with the team looks all but finished, and Miami doesn't have unlimited resources to find a replacement. This is where a very familiar name enters the conversation. Malik Willis. Packers fans know him well, and Vikings fans should be paying attention. Willis spent the last 2 seasons in Green Bay and even started multiple games when Jordan Love went down. In 2024, his performance was a key reason the Packers stayed afloat and made the playoffs. In 2025, with limited opportunities, he still showed growth, confidence, and command of the offense. More importantly, Sullivan and Hafley already know exactly who he is as a player and a professional. From Miami's perspective, that's gold. A known quarterback in a volatile market is often more valuable than rolling the dice on someone new. And if the Dolphins move on Willis, that's one less option for the Minnesota Vikings. This is where the domino effect starts to hurt. Every quarterback that gets linked, signed, or traded elsewhere tightens the market. Fewer options mean higher prices. And we all know the Vikings are not swimming in salary cap space. Every inflationary move at quarterback complicates Minnesota's ability to add competition without sacrificing depth elsewhere. We've already seen this play out before. When the Atlanta Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski, it effectively slammed the door on Kirk Cousins becoming available. Coaching hires directly influence quarterback availability. Now Miami's hires could do the same thing. If Willis comes off the board, the Vikings lose another realistic competition option for J.J. McCarthy. That doesn't mean the sky is falling, but it does mean the margin for error is shrinking. Every day, every signing, every rumor matters more. This is the reality of the modern NFL. Quarterback is king, and scarcity drives chaos. The Minnesota Vikings are navigating this storm while trying to stay disciplined and patient. The front office has to balance development, competition, and cap management all at once. One wrong move could stall McCarthy or drain resources needed to support him. But here's the calming truth. This isn't doom and gloom. Not yet. O'Connell has a clear vision, and the Vikings still have options on the table. Competition doesn't mean panic buying. It means smart evaluation, timing, and leverage. Minnesota doesn't need the biggest name, they need the right fit. And remember, the goal isn't to replace J.J. McCarthy. The goal is to sharpen him, push him, and prepare him to lead this franchise for the next decade. So now I want to hear from you, Vikings fans. Do you believe quarterback competition will elevate J.J. McCarthy? Or do you think it risks disrupting his development? Should the Minnesota Vikings aggressively chase a veteran option, or stay patient and trust their internal growth plan? And how worried are you about teams like Miami shrinking the quarterback market? Drop your takes in the comments, smash that like button if you love Vikings news, subscribe for daily Minnesota Vikings updates, and share this with every fan who bleeds purple. Skol, and I'll see you in the next one.